Stage 1. Restlessness in sleep. This is where everything begins. Though you don't yet know what has begun, life runs on autopilot. Wake up, go to work, come home, watch TV, sleep, repeat. It's as if your life is a script written by someone else, and you're just reading the lines. The strongest feeling at this stage is a deep dissatisfaction. Money, success, relationships, things that are supposed to make people happy, no longer fill the emptiness inside you. In fact, sometimes the more you have, the bigger that emptiness grows. Signs of this stage include: you often catch yourself asking, what is the meaning of life? Activities you once enjoyed feel pointless. You start to question society's definitions of success. A good job, a nice house. They don't feel like they belong to you. You feel deeply alone, even in a crowd. What's happening here is this. Your soul is gently knocking on the door. Hey, are you in there? You've forgotten something. This is the call. Most people ignore it. They drown it out with work, shopping, distractions, but that only silences it temporarily. If you keep ignoring the whisper, your soul raises its voice, and that is when everything begins to fall apart. The second stage, Stage 2, the dark night and collapse. If you ignored that gentle knocking, your soul has no choice left. It has to break the door. This is the second stage, the dark night of the soul, that like the Tower card in tarot, the pillars of your life begin to collapse one by one. This collapse is usually triggered from the outside. You suddenly lose your job. A long-term relationship ends. You face a health issue. You lose someone close to you. What looks like a disaster from the outside is actually the greatest kindness your soul does for you, because it's pulling you away from everything false, from every structure that no longer serves you. It is pushing you out of the fake safety you've been sleeping in. The signs of this stage are intense and painful. Your life feels completely meaningless. You may experience deep depression and hopelessness. Who am I? Is no longer a philosophical question. It becomes a painful identity crisis. Your old self is gone, but the new you has not appeared yet. You feel lost in that void. All your beliefs are shaken. You lose faith in God, the universe, life, even yourself. You isolate yourself socially. It feels like no one understands you, like no one sees your pain. This stage can feel like hell, but know that it is not an ending. It is a cleansing, like a caterpillar dissolving completely inside its cocoon before becoming a butterfly. You are inside that cocoon. Your old identity, your ego structures are melting away so a truer version of you can emerge. There is nothing to do but stop resisting, surrender, allow the pain to move through you. Because the more you run from it, the longer you stay in this stage. And when you hit rock bottom, that moment when you feel you have nothing left to lose, a tiny beam of light begins to shine through. That's when you enter Stage 3. Stage 3. Seeking and discover. You've walked through hell. You've lost everything. Now you're sitting in the middle of the wreckage. There is a strange freedom in being at the bottom. There's nothing left to fear. Here, the small voice inside you speaks again, but this time with a different tone. If everything was a lie, then what is the truth? This is the beginning of the seeking stage. You begin searching not to escape your pain, but to find answers. Your eyes have opened. Topics that once never interested you suddenly become central in your life. Signs of this stage include: you absorb spiritual, philosophical, and psychological books like a sponge. You discover names like Carl Jung, Ibn Arabi, Osho. You feel drawn to meditation, yoga, Sufism, breathwork, dream interpretation, energy practices, astrology, Reiki. You try things you once called nonsense. You download a meditation app, take a yoga class, maybe visit an energy healer. You begin noticing synchronicities, repeating numbers, coincidences, someone calling you right when you think of them. You meet new people who are also seeking, who you can talk to about deeper things. The gap between you and your old social circle grows. This stage is exciting and illuminating. It's like someone hands you a flashlight in a dark room. You still can't see the entire room, but at least you can see what's right in front of you. This is the information gathering stage. You study different maps, explore different paths, but eventually you realize that reading and researching are not enough. You must experience the truth within yourself. And this realization leads you to one of the most important stages of awakening. Stage 4. Inner confrontation. You've studied the maps. You've read the books. Now you hold so much knowledge. But you soon realize that real transformation must happen inside. No matter how many books you read, you cannot move to the next level without facing your own inner monsters. This is the fourth stage, inner confrontation. Or in Jung's words, meeting the shadow. The shadow is everything you suppress, deny, or ignore within yourself. Your jealousy, your anger, your pride, your fears, your shame, all the parts you buried because society or family labeled them bad. During this stage, life begins to hold up mirrors, showing you your shadow. Signs of this stage include: you find yourself extremely triggered by certain qualities in others. Someone's arrogance or selfishness becomes unbearable, usually because it reflects the arrogance or selfishness you suppress in yourself. Life is saying, look, this is also you. Past traumas and childhood wounds rise to the surface. Memories you thought you'd forgotten show up in dreams or meditation. You notice your self-sabotaging patterns. You begin to understand why you ruin things just when they're going well, why you attract the same unhealthy people. This can be painful and shameful. No one wants to face their own darkness. But this is the most crucial intersection on the path of awakening. When you stop judging these shadow parts and begin to understand and accept them, something incredible happens. You discover that within your suppressed anger is a powerful ability to set boundaries. Within your jealousy is the desire to live your own potential. Every piece of your shadow carries a gift, a strength. When you integrate these pieces, when you embrace them, you become whole. Not just a good person, but a complete person. This is spiritual alchemy. Stage 5. Rebuilding the self. You have danced with your shadow. Nothing inside you is hidden anymore. Now it's time to build a new home on that cleared land, your own home. This is the 5th stage, rebuilding the self. At this point, you no longer look for external approval or guidance. You've realized your greatest guide is within you. Your soul's voice, your higher self, your intuition, and you begin to trust it. Signs of this stage include, you make big cleanses in your life. You leave the job that no longer serves you. You end toxic friendships that drain your energy. You let go of old habits and addictions. You make decisions with less fear and more clarity. Your values completely change. Money, status, fame, they lose their meaning. Instead, peace, love, authenticity, and creativity rise in importance. You express your true self without fear. You do what feels right to you, not what people expect. Your clothing style may change. Your hobbies may change. You may even speak differently. You start enjoying being alone. Solitude becomes sacred, a time to connect with your inner guide. In this stage, you align your life with your soul's values. It's like writing your own personal constitution. What matters to me? What kind of life do I want to live? You find the answers within yourself. This is a powerful sense of empowerment. You are no longer a leaf blown by the wind. You are the captain of your own ship. And as you begin living from this new, authentic self, your relationship with the world shifts, leading to the more universal stages of awakening. Stage 6. Unity consciousness. You've built your inner home. You've found peace and wholeness within. Now you look out the window, and the view is completely different. This is stage 6. Unity consciousness. The end of the illusion of separation. Until now, the journey was mostly about the self, my pain, my search, my shadow, my identity. But here, the word me begins to fade, and we begins to take its place. You no longer see yourself as separate from others, from animals, from nature, even from the universe. You feel that everything and everyone is like a different wave in the same ocean of consciousness. Signs include a deep sense of compassion and empathy, not only for loved ones, but even for those who hurt you. You see the fear, pain, and ignorance behind their actions. Judgment transforms into understanding. You feel a profound bond with nature. A tree is no longer just wood. It's a living, breathing, wise being. When you look into an animal's eyes, you feel a soul shining back at you. You no longer feel the need to compete. Another person's success is not your failure. The rise of one part of the whole is the rise of the whole itself. Your fear of death fades or disappears completely, because you know that what you are is far more than this body or identity. You are an eternal consciousness having a temporary experience. A desire to serve arises, not from ego, not from I must save people, but from a simple wish to contribute to the well-being of the whole with every small action. You take. This stage lifts you beyond earthly dramas. It allows you to see life from a broader, more universal perspective. One of the greatest gifts of spiritual awakening emerges here, inner peace, and with that peace, you reach the final stage, not the end, but the true beginning. Stage 7. Living enlightenment. Enlightenment is not sitting forever on top of a mountain. It's climbing that mountain, seeing the view, and then coming back down to live that wisdom in the marketplace. In ordinary life, this is the 7th and final stage, living enlightenment. The search is over, because you realize that what you were seeking has always been within you and around you. You no longer try to get anywhere. You simply are. The signs of this stage are quiet and simple. You accept life as it is, good and bad, beautiful and ugly. You know they are all parts of the same play. You stop resisting. You move with the flow. A spontaneous, childlike joy enters your life. You take deep pleasure in the simplest things. A cup of tea, a child's laughter, the sound of rain. Spiritual practices are no longer tasks. Meditation becomes as natural as breathing. Every moment becomes a meditation. Your presence alone becomes healing. You don't need to do or say anything. Just by being, you help others remember the light within themselves. This is not the end of the journey. This is where the real game begins. Life becomes a dance, not a struggle. A game, not a test. And you are the player, the game, and the silent witness watching it all. So, where are you on this map? Maybe you recognized yourself in one stage. Maybe you're moving between a few. Remember, this isn't a straight line. It's a spiral. Sometimes it feels like one step forward, 2 steps back, and that's completely normal. What matters most is being on the path. Feeling that splinter, hearing the call, and taking that first step. Now tell me in the comments, which of these 7 stages describes your life right now? Have there been moments when you felt alone on this journey? Let's share our stories, because our greatest strength on this path is knowing we're in it together, and if you want to explore this map more deeply and find new guides to help light your path, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Remember, wherever you go, the only thing you're searching for is yourself, and you're already here.